Abusuafo any etiefo yebema obi bia akwa aba shonko so e aba Ghana politics avenue eso musufu guru aba politics there obi any ndi chebi obi any enka ho asem yen e kofa de monte da e de bremo na right now no ye call political highway no so no isemebre e na yaso akwakote eye tribunal court na sesi no parliament apase eye bill na sesi na sesi bibia eye to na akwan bibia eye no Attorney General Ababonte Ababekasa Ochim Achemu biem say nka ono de ebeya eye chama want to me Samuel boy a case ne exempt bank case no nka yema tribunal court no and conclude eye asem no and I say yema tribunal court no enwewie eye asem omo befa case na just omo and conclude eye asem no once and for all afi eno obedwumadi we so abusuafo ahanum Ghana politics avenue so like you media no na shema unuanom onnamfofo abusuafo obia enso ensa into bin kabi legit news nko ene ye de ebremo we are adamant found suppose say na be political trending news bia no be de tuma onsa ebetima kabi no aye fast no rush akwakohwe de ekoso ewo Ghana maimu na eye Attorney General ewie kan ochrem achemu biem say enka enconclude eye Samia Aboy chama want to be Samia Aboy case no omo fan rewie e wo hono na momo yenko ni nkotie nsem a ekoso o hono na chese say the tribunal court no omo ene ebidi chama want to be a case asem about hey
instance the Chief Justice will be due in no time, sometime in December, as a matter of fact. There are others who are also due in due course to go on retirement. And so some of these nominations are coming in to replace those who may go on retirement. And for the credibility of the two gentlemen and the lady, nobody is questioning it. And I also know them personally. I don't think that's a matter for us to even discuss for now. But it is always good that we continue to have reforms that will ensure that in the future nobody abuse this window of appointment so that we don't unnecessarily pack this.
Do you know how much it will cost? And ask yourself, do you think that's a better way of spending that money than probably to say that let's expand existing system? You go to who, there's a whole court there. If that court is choked, expand the infrastructure. Do you think that money could have spent it? Right. So the fact that we don't know how much it will cost, the fact that we have not given any thought to that, means that we're just throwing things in the dark, hoping I hit something. That is why at the end of the day I say this is what? A problem, looking for a solution.
Okay, very well.
A solution looking for a problem that does not exist because it is a misappropriation of the funding and it's a misplaced priority.
Thank you so much, Dr. Zato.
I think you should give me just a minute to say something
quickly. I'll grant you right of rejoinder because you are from the government side and I hope you have answers to the questions he has raised.
I'm happy my brother is raising issues of costs and the cost of running and all that. But we should appreciate something. The process of passing a bill does not include financial considerations and budget. These are parliamentary processes and procedure to ensure a bill is passed or not passed. So to be requesting that the bill should be accompanied with a financial consideration or budget to help parliamentarians determine whether or not what will be the cost of this exercise if it is passed.
But you don't have to put that. You don't have to put that in the bill.
Yes.
However, you can communicate to the public and say we have sent a bill to Parliament. This is what we are going to do. However, on the finance side, this is what we plan to do.
So may I finish?
Okay, let me hear from him then.
There will be opportunity for us to integrate matters of cost and finances. That will be there. But what we need to establish is that he mentions that most Ghanaians, and said even well-meaning Ghanaians, and only mentions TUC here, and perhaps CRC. Perhaps CRC. But the majority of Ghanaians who bought into the manifesto commitment of the NDC agree that the NDC had a better proposal to lead this country. And it's one of our proposals that we will establish a tribunal. We never hid it. It is public. It is known, and everybody knows that we will establish a tribunal. What I have said over and over is that I get worried when some of them are scared, because he actually used the word scared, that they are scared that it may remind them of the actions of the past tribunals. And I have indicated that this current tribunal is a subject of the constitution we run. This current tribunal have appellate processes and procedure to ensure that there will be fairness, unlike what we have seen in the past. This current tribunal is not meant to abuse anyone. if the fear is that some NPP persons who perhaps were involved in corrupt conduct would have to face the law, and they are worried that they have to face the law, they should be sincere and open to tell us that that is their fear.
Thank you.
And move away from this
Honorable
argument.
you wanted
that's
to make
not
an
necessary.
intervention? Oh, it's fine.
My point was that if someone...
I think it had to do on the finance.
Yes. I mean, it's a legitimate concern that can be raised, you know. I
But
know,
is that raised in Parliament or outside Parliament?
no, I mean, you can bring that as part of your memorandum, you know, to Parliament, even though it's not a requirement per se. But I was making a point that, you know, in the US, they have the GAO, the Government Accountability Office, which always makes the determination of any bill, how much that bill is going to cost the people. It is something that we need to look at, because if you are bringing a bill, that is why Article 108 is there, where you cannot bring a private member's bill, you know.
If you're to charge.
Exactly. Because we know that almost invariably, these laws bring cost to the government. So it is important that that is also acknowledged. If we were told, for instance, that this bill will save the nation so much, then we can make a case for that.
But if you look at the Constitution, it provides for FQ. It provides for the establishment of some commissions at later times. It did not mention the finance part. So have you considered
I
that?
hope Larry won't mind this. All I'm simply saying is that yes, it's not a requirement. I was saying that it will help. It would have helped with the debate in Parliament,
So that we know.
so that we know, and that so that the MPs who are passing it will have a good idea of how much it will cost. And I think, and that will also help with the accountability processes. And I think that it will be a big legacy if the current Speaker of Parliament, which will also help something like the GOA, Congressional Budget of CBO, something similar to that. Because then it will always help with the accountability, so that before passing the bill will get better. Sorry for taking it.
It's fine, no, it's fine. I've granted you, so yes, Larry.
Yeah, this is what I think. Over the years, we've always been dealing with issues about speed, high volumes of cases, and then that is being made alongside population growth argument. Now, and within that discussion, issues about going ADR, has been on the table. Exactly. And that has been passed. And people, you listen to lawyers and they tell you that it's been encouraging. But then people go through that, and then midway, they get frustrated and say that, oh, listen, we no longer want to do the ADR, and that they want to go through the normal process, the normal court process. I don't know if we can really tighten that up, such that, I mean, when you have agreed that that is the process you are going to go through, you have to see through it right to the end. Okay, and that could address the issues about the volumes of cases that come or that the courts are dealing with, and also the speed as well. Because it's as though that even ordinary cases such as stealing of fowl, or somebody goes to cut your plantain, and then you had a police officer go to arrest him. Some of all these cases become police cases that eventually, become, burdensome on the,
So let's avoid the court system as much as we can. But what about the other side, that when they mention tribunal, people are scared?
Yes, I do. I was going to go there. I mean, 80s, my dad's friend, sometimes you hear something that, oh, this guy, he's not been coming to the house because he's been taken through some tribunal process. The guy comes, in some days later, and then his hair is, it's shaved off.
Wow.
And you are told that, oh, he's gone through the tribunal system, and that is the punishment he had to go through. So we heard stories about broken bottles being used to shave individuals. I don't know how bottles can be used to shave somebody, but these are some of the stories that we heard. I mean, they could just be, political propaganda at the time. However, there's this fear that the tribunal system, evokes, and people are really, some people are very scared of it. But having said that, I think over the years, governments have experimented with this court system, the fast-track high court, the normal high court process we had before, and then I think in the last administration, we had the Court of Appeal moving from region to region, all in an effort to
some zones and
exactly to clear backlog, of cases and so on. So I think something is happening. Right. If we can also experiment with this one also for some time
and see how it goes.
Even
though it will be expensive to run, according to what Dr. Zappi
Yes, I mean, and I agree with him that listen, it has to be. We should have had a budget around this particular, arrangement, so that everybody knows what is going into it, and that 2 years or 3 years we can all sit down and say that listen, we have done this thing for this time, and that this is what we've been able to succeed. We've been able to clear this much, and that should we continue it this way, this is what we're going to get, or should we stop it altogether? Then we are evolving, then we are learning fast, then we are, getting to international standard.
Thank you so much. Now, there's something else that has been politicized over the period. When I come to you, can add it to it. It has to do with the number of justices of the Supreme Court. We often hear the court is being packed, the court is being packed. This week, the president announced the government's, we picked information that 3 persons have been nominated for appointment to go to the Supreme Court, bringing the number from 18 to 21. Many people are saying that President Mahama is packing the court. Should we depoliticize appointments to the Supreme Court, or it has come to stay? Honorable Dapo, I want to start with you. You are the lawyer. You go before the justices. Do we need more judges at the Supreme Court, or 18 was enough? We didn't need to add more. What's the argument?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So I think that we've debated this before. When we look at a country like US, they have just 9 Supreme Court judges, and I think they are doing fine. They have a system where cases are sieved, and they determine how many cases they will take in a year, and they handle that, and that's it. If your case comes and they don't take it within that legal year, it goes back to the previous courts, and so they've devised a very nice system to sieve cases that goes to the Supreme Court. In our system, every case can start from anywhere and end up in the Supreme Court, and we've given the Supreme Court also jurisdiction to hear cases at first instance, and so every interpretation question is sent to the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court indeed is inundated with a lot of cases, and
such as the interpretation of presidential term limits.
Yes.
So all those matters should not go to Supreme Court.
I mean, I don't think that there's even the need for interpretation of that. But I meet some of my colleagues at the corridor in Parliament. They will tell me that yes, we will make sure that Mahama goes for a 3rd term. I laugh because I think that is all part of the joke. But you see, the thing is this.
The president says you're reading the article every now and then.
The thing is that...
Actually, I don't think it's a joke. For me, there's a pending matter, so we should just be careful.
The thing is that...
If I just threw that in, let's pretend I didn't even throw it in. Please proceed.
I actually believe that it's not a joke.
No, but the president spoke about it this week anyway,
it's a joke,
so...
honestly.
It's a joke, but if it goes in his favor...
We'll see what...
The president is joking.
Let me make my
point.
point.
The comments he passed are just on a lighter note. I don't think...
I'm saying that what my friends in the NDC are saying is a joke. Those who are saying that...
We'll go for 3rd term.
Mahama will go for a 3rd term. Yes, I'm saying that is a joke.
Yeah, Mahama himself has said it's a joke, so don't worry.
So let me make that point. Now, it is the NDC that, made this an issue. Nana Akufo-Addo during his 8-year term, what he used to do was to appoint replacements. And I think that we've debated that also. Every person he appointed was to replace a retiring Supreme Court judge, just to keep the number. Generally, I think about 17 or so. Let me make my point. Now, for the first time in our history, a president comes and within the first 6 months appoints 7 Supreme Court judges. 7. Never seen that in any of our presidents, during this 4th Republic.
But I said that President Akufo-Addo used to do it so that you keep the number around 17.
Yes, I'm saying yes.
So Mahama too is trying to keep it around.
No, but when Mahama came, I'm saying that he appointed. His was replacement. Mahama appointed 7 straight. Never happened within the first 6 months. In fact, I think Prof. Mills' first appointment was done after 2 years, and I think he appointed 1 person or so. Kufuor's first appointment was also after 2 years or so. All right. Now, this president, especially after all the debate, they said they were going to reset the Supreme Court, and we know they just reset what they stood for really was remove the Chief Justice. They've done that, and now they keep appointing. The unfortunate thing is that
the first appointment wasn't after 2 years old. When was Alfred Jazavre appointed?
It was after.
And then Justice Aban had died before then as Chief Justice.
I think it was about 2002.
Really?
Yeah, it was about 2. We can check that around that time. It wasn't within the first 6 months. Okay. Now, I know the two Supreme Court the two men very well. Very well.
The two.
Justice Amakwas and Tony. Right now, it's going to be Justice.
Tony taught me press law.
So I know them very well, very, very well personally.
So they are good.
And I know that. In fact, in terms of their knowledge and understanding of the law, I have no difficulty.
So it's not about them.
About this. But you see, this and this, but you see the way they do their things, the way they criticize. I think
you're contaminating.
I'm not sure whether Justice Bernasco was even appointed by the previous administration. She was.
Yes. She was part of the.
She wasn't appointed. She was
nominated. Yes, and it didn't go through because the NDC wouldn't allow that. Made all the noise. And now they've gone back to appoint them. I think that look, this debate we need to read and the. Constitutional Review Committee is seeking to address that we need to cap the number of people we send to the Supreme Court. And by capping, once we cap it, we also need to amend the Constitution so that the number of cases that go to Supreme Court are also managed. So because if you are just 9 and you have thousands of cases, you are going to suffer in the cases that are going to delay. So we need to do 2 things. In the Constitutional Review, we have to ensure that we are very strict on the number of cases and the particular type of cases that go to the Supreme Court. Okay. That is one. And then we cap the number because, look, when you are talking about government wages bill, they all retire on their salaries, you understand? That's something we can also look at. All the Supreme Court judges should retire. They retire on their salaries. And so we need to look at that as well. Okay. I don't have any difficulty about these people who have been appointed. I think they are fantastic people. Right. But we need to be consistent. The NDC hasn't been consistent. I think that we've shown from all their acts, including the previous discussion, we've shown that this government is consistently inconsistent.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that the call for reforms generally, that would help to put in place measures to ensure that what kind of cases goes to the Supreme Court so that we can reduce or manage the workload to a level that is reasonable to ensure efficiency at the Supreme Court to be good. The amount of cases that go to the Supreme Court, if you know of it, you will be surprised. Almost every little thing ends up at the Supreme Court because the system allows it and it is lawful to do so. But to talk about these issues of appointment and then suddenly our friends in the NPP want to appear as though now they have the moral right to discuss it and make it look like, no, we need to put a cap on it.
Ghana politics they monitor musum fuguru about politics they are any the bremo. And a major bread demosi, it will be biase. Now one some can be a fashion comment section or Ghana politics ever depending on like watch your children on TSC like you made in so share my so into me and Kebi background.